Good day to you one and all. It is I, Justin Hawkins, and this is Justin Hawkins Rides Again. You're probably asking yourself, how comes he's wearing that, what's that, skiing outfit? Was it cold or something? Yes, it's cold. It's freezing cold in here. Yes, so today I'm talking about this new research that finds the UK public cannot live without music. Cannot live without music! While musicians face brutal conditions. And this is from an article by the Strad. I don't know what the Strad is. Anyway, I'll sing my theme tune and we'll get cracking. Justin Hawkins rides again. I'm on chord. Never mind. I gave it a shot, didn't I? So, let's have a look at this now. Research from Help Musicians shows the significance of music on the British public during a time when the cost of living crisis, the pandemic, and Brexit threaten the future of music making. This is the thing that I don't know. It's something that makes me furious, fills me with rage. I used to, when I was at college, they used to say that music was Britain's second biggest export after steel. We are there on the coalface, creating magic. Really, it's a bankable asset for the nation, and it's something that's been completely overlooked. That Brexit stuff. I mean, weren't they supposed to be negotiating something to make life easier? Wasn't it that? They didn't care about us, or any of the touring arts, actually. Anyway, 7 in 10 people in the UK, that's 67%, actually just under 7 in 10, could not live without music, with almost half, 45%, believing it's part of their DNA. It is the ultimate art form. It's better than all the others. Simple as that. Not my words, not anybody's words. I'm just paraphrasing somebody else's expression. It is the art to which other art forms can only aspire. It's the greatest. Anyway, this data follows on from a survey released by the charity last month, which showed that close to half of professional musicians think they'll be forced to leave the industry due to the brutal impact of the cost of living crisis alongside the ongoing impact of the pandemic and Brexit. Oh, what have we become? What? I'm sorry. Anyway, 9 out of 10, 90% are worried about affording food over the next 6 months, with 84% concerned about paying their mortgage or rent. I've talked about this before in an episode, haven't I? Music is especially important to younger generations. 83% of young adults aged between 18 and 24 say they could not live without music, with 9 in 10, well, 89%, saying it's an important part of their lives. In total, 67% of the population listen to music on a daily basis. I genuinely think that if you walk into a house and there's no music, there's no life. Music it's the lifeblood of any household. Everyone should have, if they can, have something to play on, like be it a synthesizer or a piano or a guitar, an acoustic, or I don't know, some bongos, anything. Just have something there. The study further reveals how deeply rooted music is in how people see themselves and others, with 65% believing that music is a big part of who they are. That's why people do playlists, I suppose, isn't it? To express their identity and where they're at. It's like a musical accompaniment to a journal entry that nobody else will read, but at least you get to experience the soundtrack of it. Mixtapes. I don't know why I'm saying mixtapes. Said it. Anyway, while people primarily listen to music simply for enjoyment, 80%, it also plays a key role in welfare, with over 6 in 10 citing benefits in terms of relaxation, health and well-being, and energy and motivation. Well, I mean, think about when you're going to go for a lovely little jog in the forest. I need to put some either Cannibal Corpse or the Sisters of Mercy, or something to, really power me through that dreary trudge through the fallen leaves as I stride through the frosted dew-encrusted blades of grass that lead up to the forest. I have Andrew Eldridge's voice in my ear going, "One day, someday, Dominion." Just, the cadence and the gait and the intensity. It's all dictated by Sisters of Mercy and Cannibal Corpse. Younger people, 18 to 24-year-olds in particular, have a strong connection with music. 8 in 10 listen to it daily. 71% of 18 to 24-year-olds says music gives them a sense of belonging, suggesting that music builds inclusion, acceptance, and a way to define themselves during challenging life periods. Oh, God. Sometimes I hear a song and it reminds me of when I was listening to it before, and it has like not synesthetic, it's not synesthesis, but it's like there's an inappropriate amount of emotion that's attached to a particular song. It might remind me of when my heart was broken, or when a pet sadly passed away, that kind of stuff, and there's a sort of conditional memory to it. So you listen to the song and you're transported immediately via your heart to the time you heard it. Music's powerful. Nobody can deny that. The research also emphasises how music can bring together people from different groups and communities, with over half of the respondents saying that music can help them understand other cultures, and 3/4 believe that music can help break down barriers. This is all telling us the same thing. Music is brilliant. The most popular genre among UK listeners is pop, and that's 75% of the people that listen to that. Classical is 6th place with 26%. That's a huge number for classical. A really good result there, I think. If music is so important to us as a society, why is it not prioritised? How is it that we can allow the minstrels of our time to just wander aimlessly, plucking sad chords in the middle of the town centre without any dignity at all? Actually, no, there is dignity in busking, but it shouldn't come to that. What would the impact on society be if there was a massive decline in the quality and quantity of music being produced? Hello, look around you. It's the end of days. Everyone's going on strike. The music's... No, it's not that bad, is it? But what would be the impact? I mean, I suppose... I think like when there's like periods of depression, I'm not talking about the mental health, I'm talking about economic depression. The music gets darker, and it's really like I'm thinking about the 70s when everything got dark, the end of the 70s when there's bins in the street. What about like actually it's what we're at now. But there was amazing music in the 70s that was darker than the stuff in the 60s. It was informed by the economic decline, and it was just not just comforting, but it was the soundtrack to that difficult period, really. So now we're having a difficult period for musicians. Who's providing their soundtrack? Why don't people care? Is music a luxury? Is it seen as a luxury? And I think if you have any sort of social gathering like, a wedding, or even gathering to rejoice in the glory of our Lord, the Creator, and the baby Jesus, it's just something that we all have together, isn't it? It's something that connects people. So why, I think, armies, for example, they have bands, don't they? That go out to maybe not so much now. I don't know if the war zones require that. I'm not sure if the drones need any music, but as they're sort of flying over the hill and dropping bombs on people. But in the olden days, it was important for the morale of the soldiers who were just about to go over the top and sacrifice their lives for our sweet country, So what's happened to it? Why don't we care anymore? Are musicians seen as lower on the class tier, and should they be lucky to get to play music in any professional capacity at all? Well, I think you're lucky if you can make your hobby into your passion and your hobby into your career. I mean, obviously it's that whole thing of the privilege of being a musician in the first place, and I'm aware that sometimes complaining about this kind of stuff can seem like just whining, really, but it's a real issue for people who have grown up only ever wanting to be a musician, who have talent, have put in the training and the practice, and now can't actually exist in that capacity and are required to go and do some sort of what they would probably see as soul-destroying work, like anything that isn't what you were born to do. That's soul destroying. I think maybe by definition, actually, we're allowing these souls to be destroyed. I don't know. The importance of music, eh? Use the comment section below. I mean, is it just musicians whining? I mean, I suppose there are people working 8 hours, 12-hour shifts in the ER, which is the emergency room, or A&E. There are people striking all over the country. I mean, I think you should try and imagine watching the television without music, or watching a movie without music, or going to a wedding without music, going to a pub without music. I mean, it's everywhere. It really is the lifeblood of the social existence. It's culturally the most important art form, and not just to me. I mean, it's objectively speaking, music is the best. It's the best stuff. Not just because people want to be rock stars and be TikTok enthusiasts and TikTok superstars and I don't know, boy bands, and forget about all the people going on television programs trying to win competitions to do it. Think about the people who have actually trained for this. This has been a legitimate profession for a lot of people over the last 50 years. It was Britain's second biggest export. I always come back to that, and it needs to be prioritised. Because otherwise, as an art form, it will die off. It will be diluted. I don't know. It's almost like it's being sold off, almost. Unless you're prepared to actually live in poverty to chase your dream, and actually, I think the best bands have done that. Maybe that's actually only the strong survive. Just crack on, never surrender, never give up. It's the only way to achieve longevity. It's the only way to achieve anything in the music trade, is just never give up, never surrender. As tempting as it may be to eat that sandwich or put that heater on, put it in the van, go and do a gig. There'll be heating in the dressing room. That's my advice to touring musicians up and down the country. Don't give up. You're doing God's work, almost literally. If I believed in God, I would actually believe that. Justin Hawkins rides again. Maybe I do believe in God. Again. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, watch one of these 2 videos, and support your local musicians. They need you. Nice one, guys. Look after each other. Cheers.